Yeah, I wish we had all this stuff.
Life would go through a lot more.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been in the mercy of fucking TV, man, because we can just watch whatever the fuck we want without commercials.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing right there. Fuck. That's the top thing. Man, if we had that, man, we would never fucking leave the house. We were those kind of kids, man. We would just stay inside all day and just play video games all day. We didn't give a fuck about shit. But the thing is, we went outside just because we felt like it for some whatever reason.
I remember being a kid, you'd have to watch. Like,
Yeah, you have to watch some crappy commercials. It was like 90% commercials, 10% show.
And
just
a lot
like
of
this
those
crap
types of
on
shows
here.
are reruns.
Yeah, no, that's another problem. There were these crappy reruns. And it's like we already watched this shit a million times. Where's the new episodes? We wanted to watch a specific episode and it would never come on.
Right.
That's just like bringing back horrible memories. I wanted to forget about that. Yeah, it sucked back then, dude. In retrospect, I don't want to go back to those times. Because it would have been like that as an adult too, and it's just you're at the mercy of that crap.
Yeah.
You couldn't do anything about it. There was no internet, nothing, barely anything. There was no avenues of progression there. You couldn't even look up on the internet what anything. There was no internet. You have to go to the damn video store to get the shit, you know?
Oh yeah.
And then when they didn't have it, you were like pissed off because they didn't have it. I remember there was like this one game we wanted and they never friggin' had it. It's like somebody stole it and we couldn't find it anywhere. I hated that shit, man.
Now we have the opposite problem. There's too much stuff, too many shows, too much, you know?
That's good.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah.
I wish we had that back then.
Yeah.
We would have been in paradise if we had that when we were kids. What we have now, bring it back in a time machine to then, it would have been like Christmas every day.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like, and I'm an adult and I still feel that way.
No, that's how you know what I mean? That's,
Yeah, it's like it's really good, man. Like they say, oh, the 80s were this and that, the 90s were so great, man. They sucked to me. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't like anything about it. So the movies were all right, man. Sometimes, you know, they had these good movies. I mean, they don't make movies like that anymore.
You can still find them on the internet.
Yeah.
So it's like you have
Yep. It's just like, you can't argue with anything. They got it down pat. I'm not complaining about it. I wish we had that when we were kids. It's like we were such kids that we didn't understand how to do anything. We had to figure it out. We would have never been able to figure it out. I remember that's something that was so cool that we wanted to do. Remember when they used to have those toy run things? They used to have the kids just like go in this toy store and just like grab everything off the shelves. That's something that we really wanted to do. And we said, why can't we wanted to, it was like a sweepstakes or something. I don't know what it was. And we entered for that and we didn't win it. Man, we would have loved doing that. That whole toy store would have been empty.
It was fun watching them do it though.
Yeah, like being on those you remember those talk shows, those game shows too? They said, how do we fucking get on these? Why don't they have any shows like that anymore on Nickelodeon and stuff? You know, the arcade show and the remember that? That might have been before your time.
Arcade show?
They used to have this this game show on Nickelodeon where they play arcade games. I don't know if you remember that.
No, I do not.
They used to have Legends of the Hidden Temple. Yeah, you can look it up. And I said, how do we get on these shows? We would have loved being on that.
I remember they had this one game show, and
Like Double Dare or something?
yeah, maybe it was probably Double Dare, but they hired some 3 professional wrestlers.
That was American Gladiators.
Well, they would not just this one particular episode. They did that to play tug of war with the kids.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I remember that. It would be like 50 kids against these 3 big guys playing tug of war.
What channel was that on?
That was on Nickelodeon.
I don't remember that.
It was just like one episode of like a game show. It might have been Double Dare or like
Something like that.
something.
They had so many of them. I forget the name of the. There was one that I'm trying to remember it too, and I just don't remember it. Wild and Crazy Kids or something?
I never heard that one.
Yeah, if you look all this up, you'll find it quick. I even forgot about that. I just remembered that. We would have loved to be on all those shows. I don't know what their selection process was like, but probably 1 out of every 2,000 kids, you know, would get a chance to be on that. They never like told you how to you know sign up for it or anything.
Because I'm sure they had so many people signing up already.
Yeah, they probably had 1 million people. They have to have like an audition or something in like Florida or something. I don't know what. Hollywood. It's probably like auditioning for a show.
And now there's so much free entertainment on YouTube. I guess that's
Yep.
why they don't have those things.
They should. A lot of kids would like to be on those. I know as a kid I would probably won that whole thing because we were like super competitive.
Well, what do you do now?
I'm just doing this right now, but before I was like into athletics. So we were competitive, and if we were to be on those shows, we would have won. I know it. And they had like good prizes too. And when I watch that, it's like these kids are like so stupid, you know. They're not navigating through the courses correctly.
Tobacco companies have been marketing menthol flavored cigarettes to kids and African Americans for decades. Menthol makes it easy to start smoking and hard to quit.
Why does it have to be African Americans?
I don't know. I didn't hear.
You said they're like targeting menthol cigarettes to African Americans.
Oh.
I said, why does it gotta be African Americans?
I get when they say that. What it means is like the commercials.
The minorities.
And yeah, like they where they put advertisements.
I thought they were marketing them to cowboys. That's what it looked like.
I know what you mean by the image.
Yeah.
But like it depends on where you put the ads, right? It's like,
Yeah, I never see any cigarette ads anymore. I haven't seen one.
do you have any African Americans here?
No.
Exactly.
No, in Carteret, it's like the hood. So there must be. You know, the Rawways is too. So I don't see them. I don't see them there.
Maybe that commercial needs to do their research again.
Yep. I never even see them in Newark. And I used to drive there all the time. I don't know
Newark
what
is
they're
so
talking
big.
about. Yeah, Newark is big. Irvington too.
Yeah, everyone has the power to make their own decisions.
Everybody,
So, like,
yeah. So why do they have to target only them? Everyone can do whatever they want.
But my uncle, he would complain about the lottery so much
Yeah.
because in like more populated areas, you would see like people pushing, buy lottery tickets, buy lottery tickets. And a lot of people do.
Well, first of all, I don't believe anyone's ever won the lottery. I think it's a scam. And second of all, if it wasn't a scam, show me the slip that says that they won it. You know,
Right.
I want to see proof of that. I haven't seen anyone produce.
And I told him, like, you can't, it's not, even if it is a scam, Marco,
Yeah.
it's everyone's decision. Just don't buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what my point is.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's a racket because the people who are behind the lottery, they're the ones who are making the money off of it. And they're preying upon people's, gullible nature.
Do you have an overpriced trash bag? A bag that breaks? Time to switch to Hefty Ultra Strong Trash Bags. Always at an ultra low price.
The only way I ever believe if somebody won the lottery, I want them to go on TV, show us the bank and the people in the bank, and have all the slips of the documentation, and go through the whole process of showing me that they actually won it. I want to see a complete expose on the whole thing. Because so far nobody's been able to do that. So
You just see people there with a big check.
yeah, that's what I would do if I won the lottery. I'd say I'm going to prove to you that I won it.
Right.
I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna literally go to the bank and film the whole damn thing and everything. I'm gonna show you all the papers and everything to prove that it's real. I'm sorry, but I'm not like one of these gullible people who's just gonna believe everything they hear.
You don't have to be sorry for that.
Yep, it's just that you have to be that way because this is a matter of money. Like, I didn't believe that you could make this much money with Lyft. I said, nah, I don't believe it. And I actually, I went the distance and I said, you know what, I'm going to prove it. I'm going to get a car and all this stuff and I'm going to prove that it's possible. And I did. And they're not lying. So, I proved that wrong. I proved it wrong against myself. Because even I didn't believe it. I asked like 30 drivers, do you make this, this, and this? And they said, yeah, you make this, this, and this. And I didn't believe them. It turns out they weren't lying.
You gotta check for yourself.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I wanted to do so desperately. I said, man, I wish I had a car so I could see if they're not lying about this. I had to go the distance, man. You have no idea what I had to go through to get this damn car.
It's a nice car.
Yeah. I had to really bust my ass.
The cab was not so bad.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, because now they weren't lying, but it's just that I had to take that. I had to just see if they just take a chance to see if they weren't lying
So you like
on their part, huh? Seeing if they make that kind of money.
you like being a Lyft driver?
Yeah, it's because you get compensated for it. If this were like a cab business, you wouldn't be being paid shit, and I know that for a fact. So this is like a much better improvement on the whole thing. That's why the cab companies are going out of business.
Yeah.
Now I can see why.
They have to pay the state, you know, they have to pay taxes.
Yeah, and it's all just worthless now. It's like what's that word? It's there's a word I'm looking for. I can't recall it right now. Obsolete.
Yes.
Obsolete. There's no need for it anymore if you could do Lyft. But the thing is, they have to do that because they probably can't afford a car. That's the problem. That's why they're subjected to having to drive these damn cabs and letting the cab companies take advantage of them and rip them off and abuse them.
They always try to put some dirty stuff on their drivers.
Yep, they take 50% of their fucking fares. And you got to pay for the fuel out of your pocket, and not they don't do shit. And they rake in the money for doing nothing. That's how it works. With Lyft, the stuff that you pay for fuel and everything is nothing compared to what you make. You could make back quadruple, and all that is just really peanuts. I didn't think it was possible. I really was a skeptic on it. I said, there's no way that you can make that much. You can't make $400 a day doing this. Turns out I was wrong. They weren't lying. But these guys, man, I think they got families and stuff, so they have it hard, man. So they're not going to be able to save anything. They would have to put together a good IRA or something. I don't know. Some kind of savings plan.
I mean, if I were in that situation, and I would just try to get a loan from the bank to get a car and tell them,
Yeah.
but like you have your business.
But they're going to want interest. They're going to want a lot of things that you just don't want to have to go through. If you get a loan, believe me, I highly advise against it. If you must, go to the dealer and do like a finance plan.
Oh,
That's what you should be doing. But
I hear you.
do like a month-to-month, payment plan.
That's my brother's doing. He found this place online, Carnova.
Yep.
Like, low monthly. I mean, monthly payments are, because the car he has is a nice car that he has sold, pretty new, 5 years old or something. He has like $400 monthly payments, but yeah, the down payment was decent.
I was about to make a really good point, but I just forgot what it was. It's like running your own business. That's what this is like. It's the closest thing to it. It teaches you a lot of responsibility, self-accountability, having to deal with, because you have to deal with Lyft too. You have to have arguments with them all the time. I'll tell you this, it's way better than driving a damn truck. These guys got it worse than anybody. Can you imagine this? How would you like having to live with somebody in a truck for about 2 months? Would that be something you would like to do?
Absolutely not.
That's exactly what I said. I said, are you friggin' insane? And then he started to get an attitude with me and said, that's what the stuff is required to be a trucker. I said, no, it's not. No, it's not, asshole. Because I know that there are places you can go to where you can drive alone. But most of these schools, they want you to live in a truck with somebody for 2 months. I say, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, dude. I say I'd rather do this because I'm making more money than these guys anyway, so. And I suspect that a lot of them have families. That's the thing, man. It's going to be really hard for them to save money with that because they have to send their whole paycheck to them. They'd have to put, I don't know, it would be very, very difficult in those circumstances. That's something I really don't believe. I don't believe that anyone in truck is making any money. I don't believe it. I got as far as this CDL permit and I said I'm not going to the school because of what I heard. That's one thing I hate that, that society does sometimes. They glamorize, shit to make it look so good, but when they're not telling anybody how it really is, And I don't agree with that. They should just tell people how it really is.
Feel a lot easier.
Yeah. I don't know why they do that. It's like what they do with the fighting business, They like to glamorize that, man. I'll tell you, there's nothing glamorous about that.
You know, like UFC.
Yeah, all that shit. And boxing and all that stuff. They like to always glamorize it, but they won't tell anyone what the bad things are about it. Because if they told everybody what the bad things are about it, nobody would ever do it. And so they're losing money. That's all this is about, man. It's about money. These guys don't give a damn about any of those guys. To them, those guys are nothing but dogs. To those promoters.
Yeah.
I know, because I had to deal with these fucking promoters. I had to literally get in their face, dude.
Wow.
They tried to cheat me out of my money.
You were a fighter?
Yeah. So I had to get in their face, dude, and I say, if you don't give me my fucking money, dude, I'm gonna call the fucking police. They said, because I'm not going to jail for you, man. That's the proper way to deal with it as an adult. Because if you do that, you're just giving them what they want, dude. They want you to take a swing.
Right.
I wasn't born yesterday, dude. I have a brain in this head. Unlike a lot of these guys, they just do that for so long, dude, and then 90% of them have nothing to show for it. Most of them are just like living in a shotgun shack or something. After all those years of training, and they have nothing to show for it. Nothing. But broken bones and nothing.
That's a story body.
Yeah. That's what I'm pissed off about, dude. And nobody gives a damn.
Like me and my cousin, we love like UFC, you know.
Yeah, but you got to ask a lot of those guys, the undercard guys, about how they're being treated there. You know, not everybody's going to make $1 million there.
So like, what was the situation for you specifically? Like,
Well,
you signed a contract or?
it wasn't a contract. I was like, what do you call it? Like a freelance fighter. Like I would fight in these undercard shows, not undercard shows, but you know, like it's stuff that you probably never even heard of.
And how's the?
Like
how
I'd like to try. An example would be like, you ever watch Rocky?
Yeah.
And he was like fighting in these places for like barely any money. That's what it was. It wasn't anything like prime time or anything like that.
But how are you supposed to get paid? Like how?
The promoters pay you after they pay you after the show,
And it's just like
and
a
you just got to
verbal-
trust them that they're gonna. Yeah, even if you win or lose, you get paid.
Right. No, but it's like a verbal contract.
Yep.
with them?
Yep. There is no paper contract.
That's shady.
Yep. That's the problem. And if you don't get it in their face, dude, sometimes they won't pay you.
In half a mile, keep left to stay on I-287 South.
That's why I would advise anybody not to do it, because there are more bad things about it than anything good. But that's what they do, man. They glamorize everything, dude. But they don't ever want to talk about the bad things about it. That's the problem. The only reason why I did it was to honor my dojo, man. I wasn't even doing it for the money.
What's your dojo's name?
You know, you're familiar with Chirico's School of Karate?
Let's look it up right now.
If you look it up, you'll see. That's where they said I was fighting out of, and Woodbridge School of Martial Arts is just closed down. It's not even there anymore. And it was run by Ralph Chirico. I don't know if he's still around. This is in 2005 or something. So this is a long time ago. But it's there. If you look up Chirico School of Karate, it's there. Just to prove I'm not lying. That's CHIRICO.
That's pretty cool, like the way it works.
Yeah, it's just that he has a very brutal training. Or at least back then he did. I don't know about now. I don't train there anymore. You just go there and do kata, and it's like sweating a lot, and just like you have to fight their top belts. Even as the lowest belt, you're fighting the top guys. So you're fighting guys with like 5th degree belts, you know, and you're just starting. And they would hit you so hard, man. I'm telling you, I had my arms like man, they hit you. And they respect my toughness, you know, because I hung in there. This was like 2 days on the weekdays and like 1 or 2 days on the weekends. I think something like that. You would never be able to go there 7 days a week. I suspect not even 4 days a
In half a
week.
mile, keep right to stay on I-287 South.
Not 4 days consecutively.
You know, I hear you. You definitely need those recovery days.
Yeah, and especially after this.
Keep right to stay on I-287 South.
That's probably the only good part about the fighting business is places like those karate places.
Continue on I-287 south
Yeah, I
for
mean,
4
it seems
miles.
cool. You come around locally, and then
But when you start getting into the fight business, that's when the horror starts. And you start seeing these things that you don't like. And I would stand up for them, and then they didn't like that even more. Because I was outspoken about it. I said, this is fucked up, that's fucked up, you're fucking him, he's fucking them. He's fucking them out of his money, he's not getting treated right. And they don't like that when you speak up like that. And I did that. Because I didn't give a damn. I said everybody at my dojo would have respected that. So I don't give a damn what you think. This is about honor. It's not about making. It's not about what they're doing is wrong. Like and I could even show you an example of the biggest problem, dude, of what they're doing in this fight business. They give that CM Punk guy a chance in the UFC where there's like 1 million guys who are fighting and like breaking their heads off their bodies, dude, and they never get a chance like that. And this guy just waltzes in there, gets $1 million for doing nothing, and he's a piece of shit. And he doesn't even know how to fight. And he gets fucking destroyed in 1 second. If that guy were to put that guillotine on me, dude, I would tell him, you better choke me out, motherfucker, right now. That's it, because I'm not tapping. That's the way that they taught us, dude, at
For
Chirico's,
2
dude.
miles, use the left lane to take exit 14A for US 22 East.
I
toward
said
New
if
York
there's somebody
City.
gets you in that, don't tap. And they would literally put us in these holds. And it was to teach us like what to do in case we get in them.
right.
He taught us how to escape from them. And he said if you can't escape from it, that's it. But don't tap out right away. And they taught us like techniques on how to escape them. If I can remember correctly, one of the techniques was to hold your tongue above the roof of your mouth so you can let air go in through your throat so you can still breathe. If they get you in a guillotine or they get you in a triangle or something like that. I say always try to keep both your hands in between the triangle to break their grip. Either that or just power bomb their ass. And that's what I try to do. But I would never fucking tap, dude. I say you're gonna have to kill me. And they called me tough because of that. I said it's not because I'm tough, dude. That's just the way I was trained.
In a quarter mile, use the left lane to take exit 14A for US 22 East toward New York City.
He didn't just teach you like karate. He taught you grappling and all that stuff too. I don't know if he still does that. Did you look it up?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's open tomorrow.
Yeah, but they don't show a picture of him, right? It says he's this old guy.
Use the left lane to take exit 14A.
I don't even know if he's still around.
In half a mile, merge onto US 22 East.
Like a round. The final around.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever, man. It's just like you learn what you learn and then you just gotta move on. Once I saw that man, what they did with that man, I just said I lost all respect for this. I said that, and that's what I'm trying to get into. They're gonna give the shot to this guy when Nate Diaz is breaking his head off, dude, and busting and getting killed out there. And they're gonna give a shot to
Continue
that
on
guy.
US 22 East for 4 miles.
Didn't Nate Diaz have a fight this year?
Yeah, his brother too, and all them had a. But see, those are the real fighters, dude. This CM Punk guy's a joke, dude. And they want to suck his dick all day long, dude. Because this guy's not even a fighter. Why is he here? Why is he getting any recognition at all? Just because he's a fake wrestler, dude? Anybody can do what he does, dude. I was in there. And I was at it, and I was out of there real quick because the incident I saw was fake, dude. I didn't think it was fake back then. I said, that's not for me. I'm not fucking fake. That's why he got destroyed in like 2 seconds. You ever see his fights?
I've never seen him like that.
Oh, you should have. He got destroyed in like 2 seconds, and then the other guy just toyed with him all 3 rounds. He toyed with him, and it went to decision because the other guy allowed it to. That's what happened. The first fight he got in, he got choked out in 10 seconds, and then the second fight, the guy toyed with him, and then the other guy won by decision. It was an absolute joke. I laughed out loud when I saw it. And I said, if you get me in there with this guy, dude, it's gonna be a bloodbath in there.
And they have to have 2 referees to pull you off.
Yeah, dude, because the shit that I had to endure, dude, in my training, dude, would make CM Punk wet his fucking pants. Any one of those belts in Chirico school will mop the floor with that motherfucker in 5 seconds. Any belt. Even the kids. And I know that, I'm not kidding, dude. Everyone there is tough. Because after what I saw in his fights, I said, this has got to be a joke. I said, there's no way this could be real. I lost all respect for the UFC when I saw that, dude. Just do yourself a favor and don't watch those fights because it's embarrassing. It's an embarrassment to everybody that's ever been a fighter, or everybody who's ever been a fan of fighting. You know, and let me describe to you what the first fight was. He just dashed in. He tried for a double leg, and then the guy he caught him in a guillotine, and then he couldn't get out, and then he just tapped. It just shows that he's a fraud because I think that this CM Punk guy, they said that he trained in jiu-jitsu for a really long time. So if that was true, then why did he get choked out in 10 seconds?
Right.
So he must be a fraud. Because anyone that has anything knowledge of jiu-jitsu would not fucking get caught in that situation. They would know how to survive it. So whatever, man. Well, that was a quick 55 minutes.
One and only Shaka Khan, live at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center on November
Spend good time talking.
14th.
Yeah.
Through Ticketmaster.
I went on my rants.
And listen this week to win tickets to see the Empress of Stone Gladys Knight at King's Theater Saturday.
It really just shows you like how far the UFC has fallen from the likes of the great fighters Ken Shamrock, Don Fry, and the real men of the sport to douchebag Punk who can't even fight the way out of a wet paper bag with no testosterone at all. I could beat that guy even if I had a fever and had both my legs broken. I mean, anybody could, dude. He should be ashamed of himself for doing that. He shouldn't even accept the money. That's how bad it was.
By participating in a clinical trial, the Michael J. Fox Foundation will help you get started. Visit michaeljfox.org/.
And it just further reinforced my disdain for it. I just hated it.
It's free.
It made me hate the whole damn thing.
That's michaeljfox.org/participant pack. Visit today. I can't believe only one of 5 bank creating mixes featured on Coca-Cola.
you ever hear about that kid, the Cologne kid who got hit in the head with the rabbit punches in boxing? Pritchard Cologne?
No.
Look him up. There's another thing that's another problem with this industry.
How do you spell cologne?
COLON. Yeah, because you said you were a fight fan, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially my cousin, he loves watching people fight.
Yeah, and now he's like a complete like invalent retard, dude. Just because he took like some rabbit punches to the back of his head, dude. He got like I don't know what it was, man, an aneurysm or something.
In a quarter mile,
And he went into
turn
a
right onto
coma,
Warrenville Road.
and he woke up, and now he's like done, basically dead almost.
There's no taste like home.
WDLS Office American Idol winner Willie Stunner
He can't do anything.
George Theater in Staten
Yeah.
Island on November 7th.
This was in boxing.
Luther Show in tribute to the one and only Luther Vandross.
Just from rabbit punches, dude, to the back of the head.
Theater box office.
If you know what a rabbit punch is.
So, you may have heard
It's like when somebody hits you in the back of the head when they're standing and then the fist curls up to the back of the head. When they're hitting the back of... Yeah, but he was doing it and they let him do it. They never stopped him. Yeah. Go look it up, man. It's there. And now the family has a lawsuit against the whole thing.
Yeah, this was saying like your dad is protesting boxing.
They basically fucking ended him, dude. And he's in this condition where he's just like can't do anything. He's like lost his mind. I mean, he lost his brain. He doesn't have a brain. He's like brain dead or something like that. Whatever the clinical term is. He can't move on his own, dude. Can't do shit. It's a miracle he even woke up from the coma.
Geico. You can get legendary savings and more at geico.com.
Did they at least teach you the guy who did it?
Nope.
leather sofa, table dress, chandelier.
They just stopped the fight.
90 cents and more. And best of all, you'll see everyday
There was no
low
disqualification.
Visit HomeSense.com for locations, part of the HomeSense family.
I thought I had time, so grabbed a coffee, you know? Then traffic was real bad on First Ave, and the boss would be all over me if I'm late. So I took a quick left. It just happened. Boom. And I'm like, oh, I hit a little girl. How am I supposed to live with that?
1 in 3 pedestrian deaths or serious injuries involve turning people. Cutting corners is never important. Vision Zero reminds you.
They should shut down the whole damn boxing industry because of that, dude. And now they're just like, I don't know, dude. That's just my opinion.
Be right there.
Because just one time of
In
that happening
1,000
is
feet,
enough.
turn left onto New Jersey 28 East.
More than 1 in 4 Americans suffers from chronic or life-threatening.
It just shows you, man, that can happen to anybody, dude. It has nothing to do with being fucking tough. This guy was the fucking toughest guy on the planet. And it happened to him. It didn't happen to me. I thank God for that. Because if
Take
that
the next
happened to
left
me,
onto New Jersey 28
I'd say
East.
I'd rather die.
Yeah.
I say just pull the plug, man.
I told my brother, if anything like that happens to me,
I say just let me fucking die. I don't fucking care. I'm not living like that. And I'm sure he would have felt the same way, dude, but he didn't put it in his will, so they just kept him alive. He can't say, you know, he can't say anything. I don't know. That's why you gotta always plan for that. That's why I pulled myself out of it, dude, before something like that were to happen. I think I had a good run, man. A lot of TKOs, knockouts, whatever. I knocked some motherfucker out with a fucking hook. It was a counter hook. He threw one, I ducked underneath his fucking, his hook or cross, and I fucking decked him with a fucking hook in his motherfucking mouth. And he was on all fours. I guess you want to call that a TKO because he didn't want to fucking fight anymore. And this was a street fight, man.
oh man.
Yeah, with
Continue
no
on New
gloves.
Jersey 28 East for half a mile.
Back then, dude, man, I must be. I don't call it being tough, man. I just call it having God on your side. Because this could have fucking happened to me at any fucking time. People want to say I have a fucking hard head. Man, call it whatever you want, man. I was just really lucky. Calling I had a fucking iron jaw, man. Whatever. They could break my fucking jaw at any fucking time. I'm no fucking tougher than any of those belts at Jericho's, dude. It's just that I was fucking just wanted more. There's nothing special. So if you look up that, you'll see them. You'll look up his school, you know. They'll have like a Wikipedia there. Who's Brian? They have it on there. Happy birthday, Brian, or something. I guess it's some guy. I don't know.
In 1,000 feet,
Huh?
you will arrive at your destination.
Yeah, well, that's the truth, man. That's the truth that they don't want you to know. That's coming from somebody who actually fucking been there. I don't know if it's on video or not, man, because I wasn't filming it, but wherever my fights are, if they're on video or whatever.
You've arrived.
All right, see ya. Later.